Good morning to you. I'm Renee Allen. I thank you for joining us this morning. The Sheriff's Office in Jeff Davis Parish is preparing for an active shooter threat, any kind of. Yesterday, they set up an active shooter drill at the old Jennings Elementary School. News 10's Dawson D'Amico got an inside look at the officers in action.
I'm at the old Jennings Elementary School where the Jeff Davis Parish Sheriff's Office and other agencies in the area set up a realistic active shooter simulation.
Yeah, we're doing some training out here, active shooter training, since they've had the incidents in Uvalde and all these places. We've trying to beef up our training to make sure that we're ready in case an incident happens, which we hope we never have to do.
The realistic drill consisted of groups of 3 making their way through the school halls to look, listen, and eliminate the threat. Just as taking out the threat is important, being able to take care of the wounded is a priority as well.
Acadian Ambulance was here earlier today teaching the guys how to put on tourniquets and do some quick medical things in case you get in a situation where we go in and have to help somebody, until the ambulance can get there.
Chief Deputy Ivy says law enforcement is planning on having multiple scenario trainings because in case something does happen, they are ready.
And we've had other meetings with the administration from the school board here in the parish. We're planning on, doing training, ever so often when we can schedule it to make sure we're ready in case something happens. We'll be we'll have our team set up that they'll know what to do.
The Sheriff's Office and the other agencies involved want to remain as prepared as possible. They say even in a small community, anything can happen, so it's always good to be ready. In Jennings, Dawson D'Amico, KLFY, News 10.
Also in Lafayette Parish, a motorcyclist is in the hospital in critical condition after a major vehicle accident. It happened at the intersection of the Landry and North Bertrand Road. Now, police say the motorcyclist was traveling westbound on Landry when the vehicle turned left in front of him onto North Bertrand Road. That's when a head-on collision occurred. Meanwhile, an LSU student was shot and killed while sitting in her car Friday. Police say she was in the driver's seat of her car alone when she was gunned down. There are no suspects right now. Ariel Salk spoke with people close to her who say she was kind, bubbly, and had a bright future.
Just absolutely devastating.
Around 2 o'clock Friday morning, Baton Rouge police got the call that 21-year-old Allison Rice was shot and killed in her car on Government Street.
She had such a bright future. She had an internship set up. She was so excited the last time she was here.
The senior at LSU was a bartender at Shed Barbecue. Owner Luke Fosterman is a close family friend and employed much of her family at the restaurant.
To lose somebody like Allie, not that any life is worth losing, but to lose somebody like Allie really hurts.
The investigation is still ongoing. Investigators believe she was driving home when she stopped to wait for a train to pass.
Right now we don't have much information this particular time. We'll reach out to the train company to see if they had a train stopped on the track at that particular time.
Fosterman says even though he is close to the family, he can't imagine the pain they must be feeling.
It's just, I can't imagine being in their shoes right now. We want to find the person that did this and bring them to justice.
LSU is providing mental health services for students that may be affected by Allison's death.
We love you, Allie.
Yes, that's a rough one right there. The BRPD, that's the Baton Rouge Police Department, has asked businesses and homeowners close to the area to check cameras and send in footage, hoping this will lead to a suspect. A New Orleans judge has brought in a mediator to try to work out a settlement with hundreds of people who claim damage from a hotel construction collapse nearly 3 years ago. Plaintiffs say they were injured, a loved one killed, or their business damaged when upper stories of a planned Hard Rock hotel collapsed in October of 2019. LTV reports that there's been little movement in the cases for about 2 years. The civil district judge has appointed a special master to work out a settlement. Then student loan borrowers across the country could soon see up to $20,000 in their student loan debt forgiveness, but it may come at a cost. That cost is a state tax charge on student loan forgiveness funds, but that law varies from state to state, of course. 7 states already agreeing to take up that tax, but Louisiana has yet to give a stance on it either way. Pell Grants are typically given to borrowers who need more financial help, but those that are eligible may owe an additional $1,000 in taxes. One financial expert says it's a small price to pay.
Forgiven debt is taxed on your income tax return like it's money that you earned. If you're getting some student loan debt forgiven and you have to pay a little bit of tax, it's still a blessing.
And since we're talking money, in St. Landry Parish, there is a long list of adjudicated properties causing more expenses for parish government. News 10's Elise Corville breaking down what they're doing to get to the properties off their hands and back into the parish.
There are over 1,000 adjudicated properties here in St. Landry Parish, and that list just keeps on growing. Now, Parish President Jesse Bellard says he does not want this bogging down parish government, but says he will make sure that those properties do not go to waste.
A lot of expense. It means a lot to us because we take care of these properties. And we met the other day by blighted property, and so a lot of our adjudicated property becomes blighted property.
Bellard says he doesn't want to add any more properties to the parish's already long list of adjudicated properties, but he may have to. He says if you don't pay your property taxes, the parish will be forced to take control.
Because when we sell a piece of property, that money goes back into the same fund, which gives us more money to clean up the next piece of property and then flip that piece of property.
Properties can go up for sale 3 years after it has been adjudicated.
We're giving the people of our parish an opportunity to get it at a cheaper price.
The minimum bid must start at $500, but Bellard says if parish government has done work on the property, that then becomes the minimum bid.
And then the council says, okay, we're going to sell this property. Then we start doing advertisements. We got to do one 30 days out from the bid opening, and another advertisement 10 days out before the bid opening.
Once the auction is done and the highest bidder is awarded the property, the work is not done. The law states if the property has been adjudicated for 3 years, you have to give the original owner a 6-month notice. For 5 years or more, a 60-day notice.
And after they do all of their stuff, they have to hire an attorney to do that. The attorney is going to write up an affidavit stating that this is all the steps were taken in the process, and then they come bring me that affidavit, then I'll sign over a non-warranty cash sale.
And Bellard says you can make sure your property taxes are up to date by visiting the St. Landry Parish Tax Assessor's website. Reporting in St. Landry Parish, Elise Corville, KLFY News 10.
Meanwhile, a Lafayette police officer dealing with an illness that has affected his ability to work and his body to function. Now, a local chapter of a national law enforcement organization is bringing awareness in hopes of helping a member of their force. Here's News 10's Rodriguez Taylor.
The noble organization says it's all about coming together to help a fellow officer. That officer is Lieutenant Thaddeus Seitz, a 27-year veteran police officer.
Lieutenant Seitz suffered from portal vein thrombosis, which is a main vein that supports liver function. He's been going back and forth to the doctor since early in the year, and he just can't seem to fix the problem.
Don Tebow is a member of the National Organization of Black Law Enforcement Executives. Tebow and Michael Brown, the president of the organization, say Lieutenant Seitz is well known in the community.
This guy puts God first, family, then his job. He loves his job. He loves his career.
He'll sit down with you and read a newspaper, or he'll just sit down with you and talk to you to make sure that that your needs are being met throughout within the community and through the Lafayette Police Department.
Brown says Seitz is someone you will never forget.
And Officer Sykes usually show up as Mike Tyson. He's an officer, but he's that officer. you know, that everybody knows, that everybody's going to remember. He's going to make you realize, hey, I'm here.
They say he needs to travel out of state to get medical treatment.
He's waiting for a telephone call anytime to travel to Cleveland, Ohio to seek treatment.
He's given so much to this community, so as a friend and as a fellow officer, we want to give him the support that he's given the community.
The Noble organization has set up a GoFundMe on Lieutenant Seipt's behalf. You can find that information on our website at klfy.com. Frederica Taylor, KLFY News 10.
And speaking of helping out, in St. Martin Parish, a former police officer held a health fair for the community yesterday. He and his wife say they hosted the fair to raise awareness at the fair. There were people who specialize in mental health, counseling, behavior, and finances.
Well, we want them to come out and get anything that they need to help them get to the next level. This is being done for the public, so the public can have some awareness. As like we had said earlier, a healthy life
It's a wealthy life.
is a wealthy life.
In St. Landry Parish, the Kiwanis Club of Opelousas put on a family fun day Saturday. In addition to holding their second annual softball tournament, there was volleyball, bingo, and board games, and a whole lot of other stuff for families.
Primary event right here is the softball tournament, which is an annual fundraiser. All of the funds go to the Kiwanis Club of Opelousas, and in turn we return that to the community through several programs. We have a Bikes for Kids that encourages grades and improvement in the classroom. We have other activities that we do and special projects that we do, but it's all for the kids of St. Landry Parish.
And while we're enjoying the fun here, all eyes are on Tropical Storm Fiona, it seems like.
Yeah, but that storm will be moving out into the Atlantic, not affecting the United States. So certainly good news for us. So now